Hello, my friend Terry Petrovic here. I've got a question for you tonight. Have you ever tried to rewire your brain? And what do I mean by rewiring your brain? You know, if you're like me and pretty much everybody that I know, is that you have limiting beliefs. And gosh, for the past, I'm going to say 5 months, I have been working really, really hard to rewire my brain, rewire my subconscious mind. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out who you want to be. You need to figure out what are your limiting beliefs, the things that you just make up in your head that aren't really serving you, that you want to rewire or shift or change from the negative to the positive. You know, one of the things that I've struggled with since I was a kid is reading. You know, with dyslexia, I read a page or 2 pages or even 5 pages and not understand a word that I actually read, allegedly. So you have to kind of think about, how do you play the games in your mind to set you up for success? And one of the things that I did in terms of learning being challenging for me is create an affirmation or a statement that said, learning is fun and easy. Because you know what, once you get it, it kind of is, but sometimes we lack the focus, or I know I do anyways, and the concentration, it seems, to internalize it. And often is the case where I'm actually developing a whole marketing funnel right now, marketing system, to sell products and services, and putting all that together. You know, you kind of go and try to execute, and then sometimes you just need to step away. And it is that stepping away that I think allows me to give my brain a process. You know, one of the things that I also have always worked to improve on is my effectiveness. So, you know, having a little Post-it note like this is, you know, I am focused and effective. Another one I have is I use my time wisely. I'd love to hear what you're doing if you're trying to improve on yourself. What kind of anchors do you have? What kind of reminders do you have and use that have worked well for you? You see right here, here's another one. This is my audience is constantly growing. My goal is to build an audience of well over 10,000 in my organization, in my network marketing company. To do that, I probably need to have an audience of about 100,000. Well, I've built teams of 40,000 before. So you have to do things that are realistic. We talked the other night about SMART goals, making sure that they're specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic. The realistic thing, you know, it's important to have big dreams and goals. And I don't ever want to say you can't do things, but we need to put things in context that are achievable. Because then you can actually show up as a person who actually can create something more significant for yourself. So again, if you are working on that path of becoming a better version of yourself, you know, I have a little bracelet here. It says, you know, I am getting better and better. I got this from MLSP. You know, what I love about MLSP is, number one, they teach you how to market, but they also teach you how to become better and better and better. And isn't that what we all want to do? Isn't what we all want to do is to become a better version of ourselves? Well, no is the answer to that question. Is not everybody does, but I do. And my guess is if you're watching me, you do. So good for us, right? The other thing I really wanted to share with you, and I'm happy to share mine, they're called I am statements. So it's basically all these Post-it notes written down. And then what I did is I actually recorded them. I got this idea from Candy G, who's somebody I interviewed for my Prosperity Summit. She calls them reclamation statements. So I list all the statements, the I am as though it has already come to pass statements. And then I actually took Wayne Dyer's I am music and put that in the background, and I'm actually saying my I am statements. And I listen to that every morning and every night. Why? It's because this is the person I want to become. If you want to get access to that, just put reclamation statements in the comments below, and I'll get you a copy of that, and you can kind of tweak it and modify it and make sure it works for you. It's very, very powerful stuff. And, rewiring your thinking is some of the hardest stuff I think we'll ever do, just because our habits and our routines and our patterns, and some of them go way back to childhood, and I'm like 61, so that was a long time ago. I will tell you though, when you start doing this, you just feel different. You feel joy, you feel abundant, you feel unstoppable. And that's really what I want for you. What I want for you is I want you to be able to create the quality of life that you once thought was impossible. I also want you to create a quality of life that inspires people. Here's another post-it note I have. I got this from the book, The Big Leap. Natalie Sorensen actually recommended that book to me when I interviewed her and her husband, Nick. And this one says, I expand in abundant success and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. And, that's really what I want. I want to be the leader that people are looking for. And I know for me to accomplish that goal that I have to read lots of books. I have to become a better version of myself, and I have to show up more effectively. I have to work on my ability to speak, my ability to ask questions, and my ability to listen, which is what most people don't do very well. My question for you is, have you ever read a book on listening? Carol McCall's got a great one called Listening. Great book. If you don't want to buy the book, join the Facebook group by John Fogg. Just do a search on speaking and listening. And if you can't find it, message me and I'll get you a link to that. But John is a New York Times best-selling author. He sold millions and millions and millions of books. One of his classics is The Greatest Networker in the World. But his passion right now and his focus right now is speaking and listening. And he wants to get himself out of the way. If you want to hear that interview that I did with John, just put John Fogg in the comments below and I'll send you that interview. That's also part of my summit, which I'm working on producing and getting that ready right now. So that's a great product that I'm going to put together. And I know it's going to change people's lives in a big way. It already has changed mine. So I'm diving deep into each one of those interviews and figuring out what are the secrets of creating prosperity and abundance. If you want to know those, then I would highly recommend you get that course when it comes out. It's going to be an amazing, life-changing thing. But for right now, what I want for you is I want you to be able to step up. I want you to look at your limiting beliefs. I want you to create anchor statements or reclamation statements, as Candy refers to them. And I want you to listen to them every morning and every night. And I want you to rework your brain. So, leave me a comment below if you're working on a belief or, you're working on becoming a better version of yourself. What part of you are you trying to work on? 6 months, 12 months ago, I really wanted to work on my relationship with Amy, my wife. And I thought it was okay, but she wasn't getting what she needed. So one of the new habits that we've done, every morning we have our coffee together. We have a little table with just 2 seats on it, even though we live alone. We don't go in the kitchen. This is kind of like in our great room where we look out the window and have the fireplace going on because it's so cold here sometimes. And then what we do is we listen to an abundance meditation by Deepak Chopra. About 12 to 14 minutes, not long, and then we have more coffee, but then we talk, we connect, we enrich our relationship. So, we all have different needs. They're not good or bad, they just are. It's like a hunger pang. Once you get rid of the hunger, you're good. So we need to be mindful in our relationships, in our coaching, in our leadership. What are the needs of the people that we're talking to? So if you got value out of this, let me know. If you're working on something, let me know. If you want to listen to the John Fogg interview, put John Fogg below. And if you want to get access to my reclamation statements, put reclamation statements below. And I'll share all of that with you. If you're working on your dreams, let me know too. I want to support you in that. One of the things, I'm going to stop here, but I'll talk about it maybe next week, are a vision statement. Where do you want to be, that ideal life 5 years in the future? And when you show up as that person living that life today, things open up. And that's what I want for you. I want you to have it all. My name's Terry Petrovic. Make it a better than terrific day and a prosperous one, my friend. You absolutely deserve it. Until next time, bye-bye for now.